Hi, friends. Welcome to our holistic total body yoga practice. We're going to flow through this practice today with an extra emphasis on back bends. I am calling this a holistic practice because we are going to bring in movement as you are probably expecting in our practice today. I'm also going to offer up a mantra that you can repeat, you can use as your intention. You can repeat it throughout the practice if that feels like something that is aligning for you today. And we're also going to bring in some breath work. So we're really hitting yoga from a few different angles in today's practice. You don't need any props. So we're going to meet lying all the way down on our backs. If you want to have some props nearby, you are, of course, always welcome to do so. But we're going to lay all the way down on our backs. Invitation for this to look however works best for you today. For me, it feels really nice to take my feet out nice and wide and let the knees knock in towards one another. But if you would prefer a shavasana-like shape with legs extended, that is also always available for you. So I want you to just start to notice how you feel. So if you try something on and it's not quite feeling right, I want you to make any adjustments. So my friendly reminder is always that this is your practice, and my voice is always just a suggestion of where we can go. But your own inner voice is actually what's guiding your practice. So if something I'm offering isn't working for you, take a modification, make an adjustment, meet yourself where you're at here. Then take a big breath in through the nose. Sigh it out of an open mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Big audible sigh. Let's do one more like that. Big breath in. And release. Going back to a natural breath for now. That mantra that I am offering up is, my heart is open. My heart is open. And maybe you just use this as an intention. You think about it right now. Maybe you repeat that mantra throughout this practice. Maybe you use it as a guide point to pull your awareness back in whenever you find the mind wandering. My heart is open. We'll build our Ujjayi breath, so inhaling through the nose. Audible exhale back out through the nose. Keep that going on your own. Bring your knees into your chest. Take some gentle rocks, side to side. Really small movements to begin here. Inhaling. And exhale, drop your knees to the left. Arms can come out to a T. You can goalpost the arms depending on your space. You can take your gaze up towards the ceiling or over that right shoulder. And inhale, bring your knees back through to center. And exhale, take them to the other side. Maybe the gaze shifts. Maybe repeating that mantra, my heart is open. Inhale, bringing those knees back through center. Start to take some rock and rolls, moving up and down along the length of your spine. And we're going to make our way to a tabletop position. So you can rock up and over those ankles. You can get there in any way that works for you. And then wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, coming through cow pose. Exhale, belly button to spine, chin to chest for cat. Inhale is your cow, heart shines forward, gaze pulls forward. Exhale through cat, spine rounds, pulling up towards the ceiling. Let's take 2 more. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, spine rounds. Last time. Come back through a neutral tabletop position. Keep that left hand down. Inhale, right arm reaches up and open. Exhale, thread that right arm underneath the left. Right shoulder can soften. Left hand can stay in front of the face. You can walk it forward. If you want a gentle half bind, you can take the back of that left hand to the outside of the right hip and think about opening that left shoulder. Gently unwind. Left hand comes back down to the mat. Press into the palm. Inhale, right arm up. And exhale back down through neutral and over to the other side. Inhale, left arm high this time. Exhale, thread it through, soften that left shoulder. Same options with the right hand. So in front of the face, towards the top of your mat, or maybe the back of that right hand, the outside of the left hip. Right shoulder pulls back. And right hand slides back in front of the face, press into the palm. Inhale, left arm up. And back down to that neutral tabletop position. Curl your toes under. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, hips up and back. My heart is open. Meet me in a downward facing dog. Pedal out those feet, bending one knee, bending the other. Walking out your downward facing dog. Bringing the backs of the legs into our practice. Noticing how those hamstrings feel. And then as you find some stillness in your downward facing dog, if those hamstrings feel really tight today or the low back is feeling really tight, bring a bend to your knees, maybe a big bend, maybe a small bend. Let the chest press back towards your thighs. Take a full breath. And then inhale that right leg high behind you, 3-legged dog. Exhale, start to bring that right knee towards your nose and step that right foot all the way through. Let the left knee soften down to the mat, right knee over that right ankle in our low lunge. And then inhale, both arms up. Anjane asana, that core is engaged. Length up through the side body. Lunging forward, but not letting the knee come past the toes. Full breath in. Hand out. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Curl those left toes under. Step it back. Meet me in a high plank pose. Palms pressing the mat away. Heels pulling towards the back of our space. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. We stay for that inhale. Exhale, soften the knees down to the mat. Lower all the way down to your belly. Keep those hands right where they are. Inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, little baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Press into your hands, inhale up through a tabletop. And exhale back downward facing dog. Full breath here. And over to the other side. Inhale that left leg high. Exhale, knee to your nose and step it through. Right knee softens down. Inhale, reach up. Land in this low lunge. Find that solid foundation. Breathing into the front of that right hip. Full round of breath. We stay for your inhale. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Curl those right toes under. Step it back to that plank. Full round. Big inhale, breath. Exhale, down to the belly. Untuck those toes. Inhale, either baby cobra or bring a little bit more weight in those hands, lifting a little higher, cobra pose, not going as high as an upward facing dog. One more breath in. Exhale and lower. Inhale up through your tabletop and exhale back downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths. You need to take some gentle movements. Invitation to add those in. And making some slight adjustments. Inhale that right leg high behind you. Exhale, knee to your nose, step it through. Left knee softens down. Inhale, up, low lunge, arms reach up and overhead. And then exhale, find a bind at your low back. So clasping those hands together. Feel the inner thighs scissoring together. Pull that bind back. Pull those shoulder blades together. One more inhale breath. Exhale, release. Bring your hands down to the mat. Meet me in that high plank pose. Knowing you can always drop your knees down to the mat for a modification. Big inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. This time, we're going to zip those legs up. Bring the arms long by your side for a moment here. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Find a bind at your low back, clasping your hands together. Inhale, start to puff that chest up, lift the shoulders up off of your mat, lift the chest, toes are staying down. So pressing the toenails down into the mat. Neutral neck. Big inhale. Exhale and lower. Slide the hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up through tabletop and back to downward facing dog. Take a full round of breath between sides. And then inhale that left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Right knee softens down. Inhale up for that low lunge. Exhale for that bind at your low back. Try to take the opposite grip from before. Inhale, puff that chest up. Pausing for that breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, release hands down to the mat. Step it back to plank. Last time that we're here, big breath in. Big breath out. One more inhale. Exhale to the belly. Untuck those toes. Sweep the arms long by your side. Find that bind at the low back. Inhale, lift the chest up. This is our snake pose. Legs are long behind you. Gaze is neutral. Big inhale. Exhale and lower. Stack your hands. Let your forehead rest on stacked hands. Take a gentle shimmy of the hips from side to side. My heart is open. Come back to that mantra. Come back to that intention. Come back to your breath. Slide the hands underneath your shoulders and start to press yourself up and meet me in a tall kneeling position. So standing up on those knees. Our last little bit of work here, we're going to take a half camel. So we can start with those hands at heart center. Knees are hips width distance. We're going to take that right hand to the back side. So it's almost like you have pockets, as if you're like wearing jeans and you're putting your hands in your back pocket. We're going to take that Left arm, reach it up and back, half camel, press those hips forward, puff that chest up. Inhale back through to center. Exhale, left hand into that left pocket, reach that right arm up and back. Full round of breath. Inhale back up through center. We'll take it one breath, one movement a few times. So exhale over to the right. Inhale, we lift. Exhale to the left. Inhale to lift one more time each side. Exhale, right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left. Inhale, lift. Sit your hips over your heels. If this hero's pose, this seated posture is not available to you, take any other seat. Let the eyes soften down, or just find a place to gently rest your gaze. Hands resting down in your lap. Focus on your breath. Bring in that mantra. My heart is open. My heart is open. My heart is open. And making your way to a child's pose. If you are in that hero's pose with the legs together, you are welcome to just fold yourself forward, bringing the forehead down to the mat. Arms can reach down by your side and grab onto the bottoms of your feet. This is more of a yin variation of a child's pose, but if you would prefer to take the knees out wide, reaching the arms forward, do what feels best for you here, but soften in this child's pose. Releasing that Ujjayi breath. Letting the breath flow naturally and effortlessly. If it feels supportive, you can take a few more of those cleansing breaths out through an open mouth. My heart is open. And slowly rolling yourself up. Again, making your way just to a seat, any seat that works for you, but let your sit bones be heavy. Find some length through your spine, crown of your head pulling up towards the ceiling. Inhale, sweep those arms out nice and wide. My heart is open, palms meet overhead. Exhale, hands down through heart center. My heart is open. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so grateful to share this practice with you. I hope your heart feels open and receptive. Om Shanti. Peace. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I love this practice so much. I love the fact that we can make some small adjustments to our practice. We can introduce different breath work. We can introduce mantras, and we can just take a seemingly simple practice like this one and really elevate it in such a beautiful way. So thank you so much for joining me. If you want to learn how to take all of my practices, all of these yoga classes and guided meditations that I share on my channel and bring them into your home completely ad-free, definitely check out the link in the description below. And if you don't already have my free daily practice calendar, the link is also in the description. I take all the guesswork out of your practice by giving you a practice to do every single day. So thank you so much for joining me. I will see you back on your mats for your next practice.